Good morning.
Gracias.
How are you?
Yes.
Can I get a peppermint tea?
Huh?
A peppermint tea.
What size?
Medium.
How do you like it?
One sugar.
Okay.
That is not appropriate behavior, okay?
And give me a veggie wrap, please.
Okay.
Lettuce and tomato.
Huh?
Lettuce and tomato.
What do you want? Lettuce and tomato.
Yeah.
Lettuce and tomato. Bun or wrap?
Wrap.
Wrap with lettuce, tomato.
With 2 hash brown inside.
How many casserole?
2.
Okay.
Double grill.
Okay. You want a sauce?
Yes, please.
Okay. Chipotle sauce.
Chipotle sauce.
God.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Thank you.
You welcome.
Oh my god, this is way too funny. But it's only funny because it's true. No disrespect to my Indians, by the way. Like, I have a pretty strong accent myself, so I'm one to be talking, right? It's just having some good old fun around here. But all jokes aside, like, are immigrants taking all the jobs in Canada? Well, at least this man here seems to think so.
The kids today they're struggling. The 20-year-olds, there's no jobs for them out there.
Who gets all the jobs?
The migrants.
Got jobs!
The companies get to hire the migrants. When they hire them, they pay them less. Okay? And also, they could get kickbacks from the government.
Yeah, it's actually true. Like the kickbacks. I worked for a company in Ontario back in the day and they did just that. Pretty crazy stuff, however. Like, I think like it's crazy to think who wouldn't take free money, to be honest. Like, what businessman wouldn't take free money if the government is offering you kickbacks to hire specific people or to hire immigrants? Who wouldn't take that? Let me know down in the comments below if you have a business and then you're having kickbacks of 30% reimbursed back to you. Would you or would you not do that? I grew up in Nigeria before moving to Canada at 16, right? And in Nigeria, I was disgusted by how well we treated the immigrants in Nigeria, especially if they were white immigrants. We literally treated them like royalty. Like, it was disgusting just to see people kissing so much ass. So I guess it's pretty normal stuff, right? For a country to treat immigrants better than their own citizens. Because we do that in Africa as well, to be honest.
I own a convenience store, for instance. I hire you, you're from India. Then I get an MLRI, I get to hire you. And basically what happens is I pay you $20 an hour. The government every 3 months gives me a 30% kickback. When I was in Prince George, my hometown. The people at the movie theater, the lady was telling me she doesn't want to work here anymore because everyone she works with is Indian and they all speak Punjab.
Yeah, like I remember having to pass the CELPIP exam just to prove that I could speak English before I could get my permanent residency here in Canada. Is that no longer the case? Weird.
So she goes to work. She's a Canadian kid that grew up in a small conservative town that can't work in a place because no one that she works with actually speaks English because they come here and they don't speak English either. If you were that person that owned the movie theater and your cost of doing business were, 30% went straight into just hiring the kids, hiring employees. Now, if that 30% now to pay 60% of that 30% because you got that all back, you're going to make more money. So what do people do? They take care of themselves and their family. So they will hire those people because their family is going to get rewarded as a result.
Yeah, and can I blame them? I can blame them. I'll definitely blame the policymakers, like the ones that keep making it happen like that. That's who to blame, not the businesses. However, the recent elections would have you believe that people are happy with the status quo, right? Because we've re-elected the same government that were in power for the last 10 years. So that would tell me, common sense would tell me that is what the Canadians want. And I'm not even complaining. So I don't know who's complaining. Who's complaining, actually? TikTok's complaining.
Apparently McDonald's is gonna hire 20,000 new people in the summer. I think that's cap, because why have I not gotten a call back on all the many different positions that I've applied for? Same as Tim Hortons, same as all the other fast food places. When I was 16, I can easily get a job in Canada. A lot of young adults like me and teenagers are currently looking for jobs and we're not getting calls back. It's very frustrating and it does cause depression because when you're constantly handing out resumes and nobody's calling you back, that's not normal.
Isn't it though? Honestly, maybe it's just me. Maybe I suck at job applications, but I remember like even after completing my electrical engineering degree, with a distinction, I remember like I've always struggled to find jobs in Canada. Like I was sending out as many as 20 applications a day, and I was lucky if I got back 1 or 2 callbacks. What is that? 5 to 10% success rates. So I think it's pretty normal.
I feel like the only proper thing a young adult can do now is start their own business because we clearly can't be working for anybody because no one's gonna fucking hire us. Even when they say that they're hiring, they're not hiring. Jobs will literally have a poster on their window saying now hiring, and then when you go to hand a resume in, they look all confused. Literally feels like I'm begging here, like I'm begging for a job, like I have to give them like my soul. Because every single day, me and millions of other Canadians are handing out resume after resume after resume and still hearing nothing back from literal fast food places.
I personally think automation has done way more harm than immigration, especially in the fast food industry. Like you go to McDonald's and you'll be pressed to see a human being taking your orders. Now they have those kiosks and then you punch in your order and then they give you your ticket number and you just simply meet a human being just to give you your food. How long until they've outsourced that as well to automation, right? So I would personally accredit a lot of the job losses to just that, actually. And it makes sense, to be honest, guys. Let's face facts. If you're a business owner, would you rather spend that money to automate your processes so that you don't have to deal with paying salaries? Because once you bought these machines, you have them, they're yours. I think it's definitely like he's gonna give you, it's a good ROI, right? But as a human, right, it's bad for us. But as a businessman or a businesswoman, then it makes sense, right? Let's just be honest and be objective about it. Heck, like even it's coming to fine dining, where like they have those robot things and then they run you your food, like literally. She is right about one thing though, which is that people are gonna have to start having their own businesses and trying to make ends meet by themselves without relying on businesses. And it doesn't even need to be big. Like you don't need to be like some big entrepreneur. You could just start your own delivery business. We need to start treating ourselves as an enterprise ourselves. Like, you know what, you want to start your own food delivery business where you run food to people, call it Uber Eats, call it whatever you want, but that is your own business. And that is something that you can do. At least you don't have to depend on anybody, at least for now, right? Because with the rise in self-driving cars, it's only a matter of time before that's gone as well. But what do you guys think? Is it immigration that is to blame for the difficulties that we Canadians are facing finding jobs? Or is it due to automation and AI? Drop your thoughts and your comments down below. And I really appreciate y'all for continuing to rock with me and rock with the channel. And until next time, peace.